She's okay?
Headed to safety now. Her survival fortunate. Will stabilize new government should Rex get any ideas. Good match. Promising future for Krogan.
Damn!
Control room at top of Shroud Tower. Must take elevator up.
You're going up there?
Yes. Manual access required. Have to counteract STG sabotage.
So this is what people remember.
Morton, this whole thing is coming apart. There's
Yeah. Here we are to the end of all the shooting stuff. And we confront Morton, and now it's time to make our choice for really real.
No.
Are we going to cure the genophage? Or no?
You sure you can do it?
Of course.
Why does the Paragon interrupt to stop?
Might have gotten it wrong.
I don't remember.
No, I think you can. You can only interrupt him if certain conditions are met, and I can't remember what they are.
Yeah, if he doesn't remember, if he doesn't know. So Morton's gonna sacrifice himself to use the shroud to disperse the genophage cure.
This is certainly, if nothing else, it's the emotional high point of the game, because this is something that actually has, unlike, say, the end of the game, stakes. Here's a character we care about, sacrificing himself for the greater good, and wrapping up a storyline we've followed since game one. This is really probably seriously the emotional high point of the entire series.
And his story merges with the story of the Krogans, the Solarians, and the Turians and their shared history.
Yeah.
And it all rests on him.
And if the rest of the game was like this, then maybe nobody would be mad at it.
Morden, you really could have been using that time to go back to the elevator.
Yeah. And like a lot of the moments in the game, it's a little bit poorly justified. Like, did we need to do it on this scale? This is a terrible way to distribute a thing. If you could distribute it like this,
1 music,
then you could just, like, put it in an aerosol and have the Krogans go through a tent and breathe it. Like, there's so many. Why do you have to use this?
Because
if this works, then almost anything could work.
Wait, didn't we already just establish that a lot of the Krogan aren't even on this planet?
Correct.
Huh.
Also, doing that blew up the shroud for some reason.
My father betrayed me in this place.
After standing for all those hundreds of years and all the war around it didn't hurt it, apparently turning it on blew it up.
That's what the genophage.
But to be fair, there was a Reaper Thresher Maw fight going on, so I imagine that would destroy a lot of crap that probably would have otherwise remained standing.
So I don't have Rex in my playthrough because I have the default save, or I had it, so I didn't get that little bit of story from Rex. That was kind of cool.
He also doesn't tell you to it if Eve dies, which is what happened on my playthrough because of my save bug.
We'll name one of the kids after him.
And I was like, "Oh, you didn't save me, Lun's dead," and I was like, "What?" But
I have a theory that they engineered the default play to go for all the least likely choices. That's all I can imagine, so that they would have a nice even distribution, and so that you wouldn't have huge parts of the game that just, like, nobody goes to.
Even now, there are clans
like, if Rex was in the default play, and most people that played through the game saved Rex, then the Rex-free playthroughs would just be such a tiny part of the user base that it would feel like they were wasting their time making stuff for nobody.
Like, it'd have always gotten Cerberus to resurrect Rack.
He's a symbol, a bloody icon.
But he totally is. Well, I mean, I guess he is if he saved him.
He's a symbol of space turtles in space.
I take it that leaves the out of the equation.
The cost of their support was too high, sir.
You know who deserves to be resurrected more than Solus?
Let's hope we don't need them. Hackett.
So
why did Shepard just make a possession face like 20 seconds ago?
With the whole Morden death, I mean, it was good, but I don't know, I just did not feel it.
The Turian hierarchy will stand with humanity against the Reapers.
And maybe it was because I'd figured it out
Where we live.
Never.
before it happened. That was what was going to happen ultimately. I mean, it's pretty thoroughly telegraphed.
Several dry dock ships
And maybe it's because I've stopped caring about the Mass Effect franchise at this point.
The full measure of our fleet.
I don't know.
For Earth.
Important note, if we wanted to prevent the cure of the genophage, we had to kill him there, I believe.
Yeah.
There is no way that he lives. He insists on going up there to cure it. If you tell him no, he turns his back and heads for the elevator, and you gotta shoot
I'll
him.
sleep when I'm dead.
If that's what you want. If you want it to go uncured.
His plot, his arc is basically
goddamn,
that
I
of
don't
your
want to go back to another goddamn dream sequence. Don't make me do it!
I'll make sure Joko doesn't
You
launch any
bastard, Jarrus!
His arc is basically that of your standard jerk who has a heart of gold story, where he starts off, oh, I'm glad we did the genophage, those guys deserve to die, it was the logical solution, that's the only way it could work out. And slowly he has a change of heart, and ultimately he still has to pay for his sins in engineering it, and so he ends up being a martyr either way. Either you kill him and he's a martyr while trying to stop it, or he does stop it and he still dies a martyr. So he you know, it's that sort of jerk who comes back, sort of like if Han Solo blew up after saving Luke.
My only complaint is that it was an open question, which is the right thing to do. It was a question that the game let you ponder. Clumsily, but it was there. Like, you could make a case that, yeah, this was a horrible thing to do, but, well, we might have saved the entire galaxy doing it. And that's sort of... No, now there is a right answer and a wrong answer. And now definitely the genophage was unarguably wrong.
Actually,
which
I did just
wow, this thing is not taking my bullshit anymore.
I poked around
Before it took
and
3
I actually
tries.
found a way. I found a way for Morton Solus not to die in that segment.
If he's not in the
Chris,
game,
and he dies like in Mass Effect 2 for some reason.
No. Morden lived in my playthrough. He was literally the only character who lived, including Shepard.
Oh, that's right. See, I just remembered that you got one of the worst possible results, and honestly, Morden.
You seem to be really good at that.
Morden lives and everyone else dies is about equal to everyone else, but Morden dies, everyone else lives. I lost track of like the actual values while I was having that sentence. Wow.
I was like, where are you going?
Morton Solus is worth every other character in Mass Effect 2. That's my point.
Fuck you, Mayor McCready! I'll never forgive you!
Mayor McCready. Oh, I can't wait till we
Shepard
post the Fallout 3 series again.
When is Shepard gonna like get wise to the fact that every time he finds it again, he burns to death?
It's open.
Is this the one where he was you're shirtless if you're a man?
Alright.
I have no idea.
I don't remember.
Is this a bad time?
Well,
There's
we are
one where you're shirtless.
So.
It's fine. Tell me what's going on.
No, let's get to business.
It's business. She called the comm room.
It's
The council
business
must be taking the crucible seriously. I'll see you downstairs.
Was that a Flight of the Conchords reference?
That was a Flight of the Conchords reference.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Commander.
Yes!
Can I help you, Counselor?
Shepard, I want you to understand that I owe my position to you, and it's not something that I take lightly. Were it not for you, that
wow, for the first time ever, we have pull with the council. What the fuck?
But now I'm forced to champion a cure for the genophage. It's like saying we need a hurricane to put out a wildfire.
Now we're jumping back to goofy, political junk.
Heads. They'll follow you.
A short-term solution, but the short-term may be all we have.
I can't wait until they get enough technology that they can make these quantum entangled projectors in color. You imagine what that would be like? It'd be so
feel like you're really there.
Come see me next time you're on the Citadel. Ishil out.
color images. I mean, can you imagine? What would a color image even look like?
Commander Shepard,
Hackett, didn't we just talk like 6 hours ago?
Do you know how the other races are doing against
Kind of getting a bit routine here, people.
Believe it or not, the Turians and Krogan
Falling into a rut, that's all I'm saying.
Or not Rex.
So,
Hackett, I like the character of... go ahead.
The Solarians are still hanging
If you had a
on
relationship with
Severe.
Liara, like, is it not true that at this point, instead of going through this, you were getting on with Liara, and then you do this
They
later?
have to be feeling the
No.
heat. The Reapers are moving fast.
I thought that was
with
when
the
that
obvious
happened.
intent of taking Thessia.
You have a minute
I-
with Liara, but it's not like you don't no sex scene.
No. I thought that was like a conversation.
Yog have
Oh,
teeth.
okay, never mind.
Well, if we lose this war,
What I
it
was
might
gonna
be
say about
time to
Hackett,
make the next
I
ally.
like him.
It's easy to
He's
forget
been
the
one of
Reapers
the
don't
few
destroy
more
every species.
sensible characters in the
Just the ones who
series.
can threaten them.
But in this game, he is just sort of
Nothing more,
reduced
sir.
to the game designer patting you on the
Knock
head.
it out.
He is the game designer. He comes in to explain why this mission is important, and after you do it, he tells you why you did it and that it's good and that you did.
So let's have a look at the war assets screen. This has been much maligned because it's bad. This screen basically gives a monetary value to everything you do and says, hey, this is how much you need to get an ending. And, you know, if you fill it out, you get the good ending. That's
Good,
literally what it
air
is.
quotes the size of a Chrysler.
And I don't even like it. The good ending, I think, is it implying that ending is better than the others is preposterous and offensive for several different reasons. But I don't even want to get into that right now. Yeah, it assigns numeric values. So then, at the end of this series, when it's all your choices matter, a lot of those choices just end up being a number. And we I think a lot of people wanted it to matter to that character.
Major Curahee must be like a Shepherd level badass Solarian. He's worth 20 points on his own.
Like, what is he doing to generate that 20 points of progress? That's another thing. This is very mushy because it doesn't draw a line between, alright, who's on the fleet retaking Earth and who's building the catalyst. Or not the catalyst, the crucible. It just treats it all as one big ball of people doing stuff.
For comparison,
this becomes very weird. Yeah,
all the Spectres are worth 40 points. So Curahee is worth half of the Spectres.
There's a lot of values like that are really weird, that one special person... Generally, the closer they are to you, the more they're worth. Which is odd, since you're not seeing them. So it's not how much they're worth to you, it's that the more you like somebody, or the more important they are to your personal story, the more they help fight Reaper.
Commander, Admiral Hackett has requested your help with a Cerberus fighter base.
Seriously, we were just talking to him and he didn't mention that.
Commander, nice to see you again.
How are you settling in, trainer?
I actually feel somewhat useful. It's been challenging to integrate data feeds for the War Summit.
How are the systems holding?
Well, I'm glad we performed stress tests.
Specialist trainer has been extremely helpful.
That accent is really interesting. I mean, it's really pleasant to listen to.
Thank you, Edie. I'm still getting used to all
She
of this.
is a romance option for FemChef. I don't know if she's also for MaleChef.
No, not for MaleChef. She shuts you down.
I know that because I watched the Penny Arcade report where Gabe was talking about, like, man, so I've been, like, playing chess with the trainer and trying to, like, work up to a romance, and every other move, like, she says something and I've got two options. One is like, oh, that's really interesting, and there's like, I want to put my penis inside you, and he's like, and nothing's happening yet, so I don't know, should I be going for that? Is that what she's into? And he's like, she's gay, and he's like, oh, did not know that.
I have to admit, I kind of want to do the trainer romance because of the awkward romance scenes in the game. I think it is perhaps the most awkward and weird.
I'm intrigued.
It just makes you feel terrible.
Why?
it just shows off the worst in BioWare animation.
Okay, you can't build up to this and not deliver.
That is a tall claim.
Thing is, I'm not even totally 100% sure how to trigger it, so...
You're not an expert in lesbian romance, you say?
No. Surprisingly. I mean, you'd think I would be, but I'm not. Does anybody have any conversations for us?
Sign of life?
That's what I like to do when I will come downstairs in the morning.
Busy?
Hey, it's up. Anybody got a conversation for me? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna go get donuts.
I could use the distraction. What's on your mind? How long
I need my dialogue tree.
The Protheans, and how long they'll need for us. It took them centuries to conquer the Protheans. We're not quite so widespread, but it would still take at least 100 years.
What are you motioning at?
It's selfish, but I keep
I think she's doing the
if
robot.
we fail, I'm only 109.
Really badly.
I could live to see the entire cycle come to an end.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I thought this was an interesting point that Liara made.
Only 109, huh?
I know. It must seem strange to complain about a 1,000-year lifespan.
I can't read it.
It was sad that most aliens
Well, she is young enough that she could potentially see the extinction of all sapient life in the galaxy.
That is interesting.
Or you could keep fighting.
I'll always try my best, Shepard. You know that.
I mean, how much would that suck?
We finally have other leaders on our side.
On a scale from 1 to pretty?
As far as you can.
Pretty.
Sometimes I wonder how you do it.
The Reapers would have been here years ago if I didn't.
This is really good narrative, or not narrative, this is really good character building dialogue. It's really not moving the narrative forward, though. Like, anything relevant to the plot is Hackett giving you a bunch of instructions, like a laundry list, and saying, go to town. Or the counselor saying, hey, next time you're at the Citadel, see me in my office, I got an errand for you, errand boy. And then you have this,
not
which
that there's
is like
anything particularly wrong with...
I mean, that's BioWare's
having,
MO.
Yeah, with having...
and BioWare's MMO.
Character building dialogue that doesn't move the plot forward. But it'd be nice if some of it did.
Yeah, and sometimes you're doing a thing when you have one of these conversations, but like Chris said, there is a lot of like, okay, you're gonna pause the movie and have a conversation with someone about the movie.
It's not even that. I mean, that is it. It's more that, why can't that quality of writing, where we've got a character there with real weaknesses and flaws and feelings and concerns, where is that in the middle of shooty McShoot level? Like, because it's so dissonant, because this subtle emotional moment is so dissonant with the idea of, Garrus, shoot the dude who's a jerk, go, shoot, boom, boom. It's so dissonant that they don't even try. So whenever you're actually on a mission doing stuff, there is no character growth. There is no, like, look at the mission we just saw with Morden's death.
I think he's on the bridge.
Marco.
But look at Morden's death, where Morden died, and all of that stuff happened aside from the interrupt, completely out of the mission. The mission itself was basically lead a giant worm to kill a Reaper. That was the mission. And then the cutscene at the end was this heartfelt little piece. And I wonder why they can't focus more on the role-playing and give you actual missions that are actually about those moments.
Can pick us up, our cover is blown as soon as someone looks up.
Actually, okay, so this is a little bit tangential, but somebody earlier mentioned being Hackett's errand boy. I've got a hypothetical question for everybody. So let's say you actually were in a situation where, you know, an officer or something, like, gave you a quest which was literally just to go do some impossibly menial task for him in the middle of this galactic conflict. Like, he was literally just like, oh, hey, Shepard, listen, I'm kind of hungry. Can you go pick up some donuts? And you had two options, one which was, okay, I'll go get them. And the other one was, fuck you, no, I'm not going to get your donuts, I'm Shepard. What the hell is wrong with you? See, like, if that was actually happening, you would absolutely expect Shepard to say the last one in every circumstance, regardless of Paragon or Renegade. But I'm betting a substantial proportion of players would, like, extrapolate how they've been playing the game, you know, sort of fairly dutiful, and just kind of unthinkingly do the quest. Like, okay, yeah, that's the Shepard.
You're absolutely right. That's what you do in role-playing games. Somebody gives you some absolute bullshit to do, You do it because everything you do is always rewarded in games. Helping others is always no matter how menial and how important your main task is. It started with adventure games and it's gone through to role-playing games, where sometimes you need to, like, for no reason, help out some beggar in order to progress the main plot.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're terrified that, like, somehow not doing this is gonna bite you in the ass.
If you put it that way,
right.
How can I say no?
Why does Cortez have a conversation and Vega doesn't? I mean, at this point, Cortez
Vega is
basically
of
just a party member that you can't bring with you.
Go over. You can grunt at him if you want. That's a conversation to him. He just has a different way. Don't judge.
Punching.
You think
Exercise.
could do anything done?
Yeah.
We're not going to
Cloud Vega.